In this video, we allow you guys to judge, is the Skar Audio VXF-12 the best subwoofer under $300? I do a complete unboxing and an open air bench test, and stick around, I got some future content to reveal. For all the new guys, if you are not familiar with the channel, this is my 12-inch subwoofer leaderboard. It consists of 3 different categories. You have the $100 category, the $150 category, and the $200 category. What we're going to be doing with this video right here is actually introducing an additional category to this subwoofer leaderboard, which is the $250 category, which is going to be starting off and leading the pack with the Skar Audio VXF-12. Now, you guys suggested this subwoofer a long time ago to compete against the American-based XFL, and so I went out and I purchased this, and having this in the studio, it kind of, encouraged me to go ahead and add some more subwoofers to the leaderboard, add a whole new category. So that's where the VXF and others in the future is going to be lining up in that category. For all of you guys who don't know or not familiar with my unboxings, I do complete unboxings. So if you don't like long videos, I apologize. But for everyone who hasn't seen this video, haven't seen an unboxing of this subwoofer before, I want to be respectful to those guys as well. So I'm not going to skimp out on this. I'm going to show you guys every little detail. On the screen right now, what you guys are looking at, to the right, you have some TS parameters you can look at any time. But right now, we're going to focus on the contents of the unboxing. You have a box within a box, very indicative of Skar Audio. And right here, you have the weight here on this subwoofer, which is, it says 45 pounds. We're gonna be specifying that a little bit later in the video. As you guys can see, I do have my scale over there on the table. And yeah, so this is that black and white signature box that Skar put almost everything inside of. And there is a bit of information on the side there for you guys if you want to pause and take a look at that. But like I said, all that's scrolling to the right of the screen as well. So what we're going to be doing now is giving you guys another once over of the box before we open it. And one thing that I want you guys to know, that anytime you're unboxing a package, if you're not familiar with the company and how they package their material, don't do like I just did and just dig off into the box. I'm familiar with Skar, and I know they put protective layering on the top and bottom of their subs. Not all companies do, so please be very wary of that. Right now, what you're looking at is your user manual. Skar put this in all their products. You usually have a few TS parameters on the inside. It has some specifications for those who like to build custom enclosures as well. And those are those measurements and parameters for you guys to follow. Me, myself, I do like to build custom enclosures, especially for a subwoofer like this. There's your Skar sticker. Once again, pretty much all Skar purchases have that sticker. Pretty cool stuff. But as I've warned in the past, be careful where you put your sticker in, because not all neighborhoods are as friendly as others. Some people will break in your stuff and steal it. Top foam layer does have an indentation for the surround. That's always good to see. Keep it very pretty much protected while this thing is getting tossed around during shipment. Once again, the subwoofer has additional protection, which is the plastic covering right there to protect it from dust, debris, and humidity. Very important. And I like to kind of show you guys all of the packaging. This right here is another cutout for the magnet. And as you guys can see, this thing has a huge magnet. But enough of that later. It's a 300-ounce magnet if you guys are wondering. But we're going to get to that later. For right now, I'm going to get this stuff out of the way so we can move on with the unboxing. And just a few stats on this while I do it. This thing has a peak power rating of 3,000 watts, RMS power rating of 1,500 watts. It does have a competition grade press paper cone with a stitched high roll foam surround, which you guys can see there on the table. This thing is beautiful. Very beautiful subwoofer. Good job by Skar, in my opinion, on cosmetics. But I think all Skar stuff looks pretty nice, even the cheaper ones. But that's just my opinion. Right now, this is the weigh-in for this guy. Once again, this is the VXF. It has a 300-ounce motor on it, guys. 300 ounces. The shipping weight on the box said it was 45 pounds for the shipping weight. But we're going to put this on my little digital scale here and see exactly where it lies here at the house. This thing got a 50-pound max. And when I seen this number, I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know my scale can go that far. But come to find out, I got the wrong parameters on there. I had to change it to actually pounds. And there you guys go. You have 46 pounds, 10.8 ounces is what I'm working with. So yeah, not a light sub whatsoever. So if you ain't used to lifting up on this kind of weight, just be careful when you're unpackaging it. You know, be very, very careful with that. May need some help, some people. VXF actually has a frequency response of 22 to 250 hertz. This is a true subwoofer. And there's your side angle right here, your side profile of it. Very, very open basket design. There's a shot at that high roll surround. And that's that signature Skar logo. This logo is actually painted on. Some of their logos are embossed or raised lettering. This one here is not. It's actually painted. Double stitched surround, black on black. Foam surround, that is. It's a high roll surround, as you guys can see, for maximum excursion. It has an X max of 25 millimeters. I know some guys like to hear that stat. But just be wary that X max is not a tell-all of mechanical throw. But this thing here is looking very, very sexy. It has a very, very overhung coil design, as you guys can see there. Some of the Q ratings of it: the QMS is 4.8, QES is 0.35, and QTS, the total Q, is actually 0.32. So it's very ported enclosure friendly. And once again, there's a look at the overview of it. Getting back on into that cone. Just getting you guys to see, this is a competition grade, oversized dust cap. Pretty beefy. Right now what we're going to do, give you another side profile, and we're going to focus a little bit more on things such as the terminals, the spider. I believe that's an 8-inch spider, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 10 inches. It's a big spider on it. I think it's quad layer. Look at the coil. High temperature copper. It's a round wire though, it's not a flat wound. Still, just to have that. And you got your push terminals. I believe these are 8 gauge. I have 8 gauge wire from Skar Audio. It had no problems getting there at all. So you can definitely use 10 gauge and, you know, put some dual runs of 10 gauge through there with no problems. You shouldn't have any problems. There's another look at the tensile leads. Big wide wound tensile leads. This thing is have a thermal rating of 1,500 watts RMS. And as you guys know, Skar does rate their subwoofers conservatively. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. But for right now, just know that it does have a RMS rating of 1,500 watts. There's an underside of it. Pretty impressive. Pretty freaking impressive. Look at that, man. It looked like a disc, like a record player up under the bottom of this thing. Just great build quality. Plenty of glue under there. That's what you want to see. Spider landing is pretty impressive. This is a cast aluminum. basket, in case you guys are wondering. Plenty of venting there. Plenty of venting. And yeah, here's another look at that from a different perspective here, so you guys can get an overview of what it is you'll be looking into. So just look at how big that surround is in relation to the 3-inch spider. So that lets you know, once this thing loosens up a bit, once you get it broken in, this thing is going to have plenty of throw. Plenty of throw. Once again, very overhung voice coil configuration. That's another look. I like how they have the terminals mounted here directly like that on the basket. You know, some of the mounting positions of some of these companies, they come out and they're like very flimsy. They break off. But I don't think this here, you won't have a problem with these guys, in my opinion. It's another look at the magnet. It's a 3-stack slug. So I guess it would average about 100 ounces per slug, because this is a 300-ounce magnet. Pretty impressive, guys. They didn't skimp out on this one. So what you guys are looking at right now, I actually wanted to get this thing on the bench, and I actually wanted to get some power going through it. I do have a little bench power. I got a 1,000-watt rack amplifier, but you want to set your gains properly for this. So what I did, I got this Lumi right here, Lumi, I believe you pronounce that, and this is an oscilloscope / voltmeter, amp meter. And it does pretty good. The reason why I like it is because let me skip through here and show you guys. Once you get this thing turned on, send a 40 hertz test tone through it, and this graph right here is what I'm really digging about this little device. It actually allows you to see the voltage, the hertz. Actually, the hertz right now in kilohertz, but of course that's a 40 hertz test tone. And that graph lets you know when you have a clean signal or not. So you can adjust the gain from here. You see how I'm doing that? It's increasing the voltage. And I want to see where that voltage stop. Now, the SA1000, the amplifier that I'm using by Dayton Audio, actually have a clip meter on it, but I think this is more efficient. You see how flat those tops are on that wave? You don't want that. So you bag off of it a bit, and you got clean voltage right there at about 50. I think I left it at about 54, 55. The clip meter on the amplifier itself actually allowed me to go all the way up to 60 something, which would be indicative of about 1,000 watts. But we only got about 800 watts of clean power out of it, according to the Lumi. But sometimes what they do, some of these companies, they'll incorporate a 10 or 15% overhead on their clip meters, but I didn't want to do that. If it's 800 watts clean, according to the oscilloscope, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wire this up in series. I know some of you guys are asking why wire it in series. Well, my amplifier is stable at 4 ohms. This is a home amp rack amplifier, so you know we don't do home applications. Don't do 2 ohms. It's usually 4 ohms and up to like 16, 24 ohms. Some speakers, depending on what it is you're doing. So there you go. I got my cable running from one positive to the other negative, and we're gonna get this thing wired on up. And when I say this thing is heavy, moving this thing around is a workout, man, for real. So be prepared for that if you guys are looking into getting this. And what we're going to be doing here is just sending a simple 40 hertz test tone to it to get the motor moving. I don't want to do anything too crazy because, of course, this thing is brand new. It's free air. This is 800 watts. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to break anything. So just go ahead and get it, just get it moving and let you guys see what it is you can be in for. And if you guys are noticing in the back, yeah, you do have 2 other subwoofers back there. That is the XFL by American Bass, and on the end down there is a little brother to the the VFX, which is the Skar Audio EVL-12. I'm going to be doing a triple threat series on all three of these guys and letting you guys see how I play with them at home. All these subwoofers are beautiful and very, very budget friendly, in my opinion. Everything on that table is under $300. But enough of that. We're going to be sending a tone through it and see if we can get the woofer moving. So there you go. And yeah, it's barely doing anything. It's barely, so I had to show you guys this. I didn't want to show you guys this because I was like, man, they're gonna laugh at me. But I wanted to show you guys this to point out something to the guys who are building their systems. If you are not capable of at least 1,000 watts RMS power, I suggest you stay away from this subwoofer unless you are trying to future-proof your setup. If you're trying to future-proof your setup and you're like, yo, I'll get a bigger amp later on, I just want something better than what I already have, then hey, go knock yourself out. But I'm gonna tell you, if you got an 800 watt system, and I'm pointing out the functionality built in, you see how that turns red? That's clipping. You don't want that. If you only have a system that's 800 watts, you guys see right here, free air, this thing laughed at 800 watts. It didn't barely do anything. It barely moved. It may have moved 1.5 inches. And you guys know this thing has capabilities of excursion way past that. The mechanical throw potential in this thing is you've seen the other videos maybe on this. I know what this thing can do. So I'm looking at this on the bench and I'm like, wow, 800 watts is barely moving this thing. And right here, I said, well, let me drop it to a lower frequency. This is 15 hertz, free air. And it's barely doing anything to the surround. I don't even think the cone is coming past the baffle, to be honest with you. And this is 800 watts free air. It could have done this all day, every day with no problems. And this is what it looks like. So I'm telling you guys, I can't wait to get this thing in the car to see exactly what it can do. I know once I break this thing in, it's gonna be a beautiful show. It's gonna be a beautiful show. If it can take 800 watts like this free air and barely breaking a sweat, I know it can handle that 4K I got in the trunk, no problem. But I'm not gonna throw a whole 4K at it, but I'm gonna give it something. I'm gonna throw at least two and a half, 3. I wanna see what it can do. I think it can take it. And like we all know, Skar rate their items very conservatively, and I think this is the case. I think this is a 2,500 watt RMS to 3,000 watt RMS subwoofer. That's my opinion. And I picked this up under $300. I can't believe it. I picked it up for under $300. You can get this. So yeah, bananas, man. You know, it's a steal. I would suggest anybody, if you got the money, even if you ain't got the wattage right now, future-proof your vehicle or your setup with this right here, or go get the EVL or something like that. Get the American-based XFL. But to be honest with you, the XFL was almost just as stiff when I first did it as well. It was very stiff as well. But not stiff as this thing. It was very stiff, but not stiff as this. But enough of that. I'm going to be moving on and letting you guys see a little bit of sneak peek of what I have coming up next. So hold on for this. behind the scenes, I've been testing this stuff out and I've been having some fun. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I ain't forgot about you. This whole COVID-19 thing, I didn't really want to mention it, but hey, it's affecting the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell you life changes didn't happen, life changes didn't happen. But I do have content coming for you guys. I got the miniature enclosure series coming up as well. I also have more head-to-head competitions coming up. We got a new lineup coming. We got a lot of stuff to do. So just know that. You know, your boy ain't forgot about you. I got a whole lot of stuff. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. But let me know what y'all thought about this, man. Do y'all think that this could possibly be the best subwoofer for under $300? Leave your comments in the sections below. I will put out a poll later on, seeing exactly what you guys think. We're going to be doing it again. It's your boy D. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm out.